Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to another Chamber Check-in episode from the Boise Metro Chamber, the only five-star accredited chamber in Idaho. Today, I'm honored to have Sam Bailey. He's the Economic Development and Public Policy in the Mountain West for Amazon. Hi, Sam.
Hey, Paul, thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. This has been a great pleasure for our community to have Amazon here. The investments made, the community impact that Amazon's made. You're actually a stakeholder in the Boise Valley Economic Partnership. You're a member through the Amazon Pharmacy, formerly PillPack. And I'm just so pleased to have you here today and help share what's going on in our community here in Idaho. But first, let me just do a formal introduction for you, Sam, to the listeners. Sam's leading Amazon's economic development policy efforts for the Mountain West region of the United States, which includes Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming. I don't even have enough fingers. Sam's role includes guiding Amazon's various lines of business through entry to market strategies, site selection, economic development programs and incentives, policy maker engagement, and supporting our existing operations and investments. And Sam's experience spans in economic development and public policy over a 10 plus year career. So with that, Sam, these chamber check-ins, we started them a couple years ago to help share our members' story through the pandemic. The restaurants, hey, how's everybody holding up? How are you guys doing? How's your team? And now it's really morphed into learning about the origin stories of our chamber member businesses, their products and services, and most importantly, the people. I think everybody knows what Amazon is, which is so cool. But I would love for you to start off sharing a little bit about the origin story of Amazon. Bring us back to the beginning. When did it start? Who started it? Why did it start? And let's start there.
Absolutely. Thanks, Paul. Our story goes back to 1994. Jeff Bezos, who started Amazon in his garage, really focused on distributing and selling books. And his first books were sold out of his garage before the company really blossomed over a series of years to not just fulfill book orders, but other customer orders. And that company has grown to become a cloud computing company, a global media and entertainment company, a streaming service, and so much more. But some of those things that started in 1994 and in those early days ring true today. Jeff Bezos famously started working on a door desk, which many of us work at across our fulfillment centers and corporate offices today, and our leadership principles, which have been iterated upon and grown, but really are rooted in those early days of customer obsession, earning trust, bias for action. Those are leadership principles we're held accountable to today as a global company. So while some things you look back and you're like, wow, I can't believe we started in a garage to where we are today, there's a lot of tenets that were started in those early days that are still carried on for us as we continue to grow across the world.
I can't even imagine in such a short time from 1994 to today, you've got 30 years there that has now a global company. And I don't even know how many people you employ. How many people does Amazon globally employ?
We employ over 1 million employees across various lines of business and continue to grow. So it's been really interesting to see how the company is both diversified, but also ensured that we set ourselves on a path to serve our customers and the communities that we operate in.
That's awesome. Sam, let's talk a little bit about you. Help me and the listeners understand kind of a little bit about your background and what led you into economic development, public policy, and then now your career with Amazon.
Sure. So like many people who work in economic development or even a chamber of commerce, you don't go to school thinking, hey, I'm going to go do economic development or work for a chamber of commerce. But I had that fortunate path. I went to Regis University in Denver. I studied economics and political science. And just through networking at the ripe age of 22 during a recession, I got connected with, at the time, the governor's head of economic development here in Colorado, where I live. And at 22, walked into the State Office of Economic Development, was handed a set of problems and challenges, and was told, fix it. And so that's how I got my start back in 2011. I spent 6 years there, focused on business attraction, retention, and expansion across urban and rural communities. Then transitioned and ran and reorganized a countywide economic development group just west of downtown Denver in Jefferson County. And then prior to joining Amazon, I spent 4 years as the vice president of economic development for the Metro Denver Economic Development Corporation, akin to the Boise Valley Economic Partnership, where I focused on business attraction and national marketing strategies for a 9-county region. So very similar to the Boise Valley, taking a regional approach to economic development. And during that process, I was introduced to Amazon through a series of projects and actually led Colorado's response to the Amazon HQ2 national site search. Got to know the team well, and when the opportunity came up to run the Mountain West, I threw my hat in the ring and have been with Amazon since June of 2021. It's been, really interesting experience. I think most people in economic development don't dive in saying I'm going to be an economic developer, but they come from public, private, nonprofit backgrounds, focusing on elevating their community, identifying great opportunities to put their neighbors into quality jobs. So I've been fortunate to cover the public side, the nonprofit side, and the private side doing economic development.
Wow. I would love to have gone back in time and watched you walk into the State House in Colorado as a 22-year-old ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. And, a lot of, I would say economic developers, and even the ones I work with today, they come from a variety of backgrounds, but they're all focused on adaptability and execution. And I think that's the fun part about economic development. We work with companies large and small, in communities large and small, navigating issues of growth, retention, workforce development, public policy, you name it. So it's there are very few jobs in the world where you get paid to go learn about small and large businesses and all the issues they navigate. That's one of the fun parts about economic development.
Awesome. Well, hey, continuing on, let's talk a little bit about the Idaho facilities. You've got the fulfillment center in Nampa that hires 4,000 people, but I mean that's just the start. So why don't you help share with me and the listeners about the Idaho investment?
Absolutely. So we have several facilities in the state of Idaho, centralized in the Boise Valley, which we're very proud of. Our Boy 2 facility, as we go off the airport code of the nearest international airport, Boy 2 is our Amazon Robotics Fulfillment Center, which was launched in 2020. It has over 3,000 Blue Badge employees. The site's approximately 2.5 million square feet and sits on about 60 acres of land. That Amazon Robotics facility has some of our latest and greatest technology to improve efficiency, employee safety, and deliver for our customers. So if you ever go on to Amazon.com, which we hope your listeners are proud customers of Amazon, and you click buy a certain item, whether it be a cell phone charger, I have 2 kids under 4, so whether it's diapers or wipes or toys, items under 50 pounds are generally shipped out of that facility, and they are pulled through a robotic system with our Amazon associates, packaged, and then from there they go to what's called a sortation center, which is a middle mile facility. We have one in Idaho, Boy 5, that then routes that order and sets of orders to various delivery stations, some in the state of Idaho and some further away outside of the state. And then it comes to a delivery station. From there, it comes off a large truck into one of our iconic blue vans that then delivers to the front door of our customers. So we're proud that Boy 2 facility is really an anchor in Boise. It's a very large investment for us to make, but creates quality job opportunities from entry-level jobs to high-skilled jobs across robotics, logistics, and operations. So it's a facility I've had the pleasure of touring a number of times. We're proud to hire a lot of Idaho residents to work and to lead that facility.
Wow. Talk a little bit about the Amazon pharmacy for a second.
Sure. So Amazon years ago acquired PillPack, and has since rebranded as Amazon Pharmacy. This is focused on ensuring that customers who do require medical prescriptions can access them at the best available price in an efficient way. And so we're proud to have an Amazon Pharmacy location. We don't have them in every state, but we're proud to have it in Idaho, where we employ pharmacists and pharmacy technicians to fulfill prescription orders that are requested by customers. Those prescriptions are prescribed by a doctor and then can be fulfilled through our network and delivered to the customers that need it the most. Our focus is, again, customer obsession underwrites everything that we do. So ensuring we create affordable and available options to those that need their prescriptions fulfilled.
I love it. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Stephanie Croto, who is the director of the Amazon Pharmacy here locally. We love working with her. Sam, tell us about Amazon's commitment to the community and how the Boy 2 Fulfillment Center has positively impacted the community it serves.
Yeah, I'll cover a couple items on this because I think it really is important. And our focus is to be hyper local in nature. In Boise alone, we support over 9,500 small businesses. So if we look there, let's first talk about we focus on small businesses. We give them access to our fulfillment network and website. So they're able to take a company that might be based in Idaho and make it a global company overnight, leveraging our website and our fulfillment services network so that they can deliver for their unique customers. So we're proud to support almost 10,000 companies in the state of Idaho that leverage the Amazon fulfillment infrastructure network. Let's talk about workforce development. We're really proud. In September 2021, we expanded our career choice program to focus on upskilling our Amazon associates. So those employees that we hire part-time and full-time who stay with us for 90 days can take advantage of 3 pillars that focus on resume building, transferable job skills. So whether they're with Amazon long-term or with another company, they can benefit from our investments. We hire individuals and we'll help them achieve their high school diploma or GED or English as a second language certificate in that foundational level. Then we focus on pathways, which are certificates and stackable credentials that are industry recognized, so individuals can, again, build upon their career. Lastly, if they want to pursue college education, Amazon will support and pay for their associate's degree or bachelor's degree at a variety of institutions of higher education. I know in Boise, we're proud to partner with Boise State, as well as the College of Western Idaho, where we have students enrolled already. And it doesn't have to be a specific degree around Amazon. It could be a degree in nursing and finance and technology. And so for them to be educated and for that to be paid for directly by Amazon is really, I think, a great community benefit. We become a workforce development asset, not just an employer. But now let's even go more localized. Our facilities and our site leaders really lead that community engagement. And it's driven by the associates in the site who identify nonprofits or organizations where they feel very strongly they needed to donate. Going back to 2021, our Boy 2 site donated over $25,000 to several women's shelters throughout the Boise Valley. 1,600 books donated to Park Ridge Elementary, $2 million in supplies donated to local charities like the Boise Rescue Mission, the Idaho Food Bank, Giraffe Laugh, the Idaho Diaper Bank, and Nampa Schools. And then we do a lot of volunteering. Our associates want to be out in the community. So volunteering with Boys and Girls Club of Nampa, Boise Rescue Mission, and the Food Bank. So those are just some of the ways we get out of the building and get involved. We're always looking for new ways where we can be good community stewards because our employees live in the community. They are your neighbors. So we're proud to be able to both dedicate our team and our resources to elevate those in the community who need it the most.
Wow. I'm so glad that you shared that because we just need to tell that story more often, right? And that Amazon is a huge community partner as well. I think I usually put people's or the business's websites on the bottom of the screen. I think everybody knows Amazon's website, but this is the jobs portal. And I would imagine that you're hiring. So if anybody's looking to start a career with Amazon or take advantage of these educational opportunities that Amazon's offering to its employees, amazon.com/jobs. You can check those out there. While I have you, is there anything else that you'd like to share and educate the listeners on?
More than anything, people know who we are, hopefully, but oftentimes it's knowing how we operate. And I think in my years of experience, over a decade of economic development work, working with small businesses to Fortune 500 companies, domestic, international, I think what I found really most intriguing about Amazon is that focus on meeting people where they are. So when we look at our employment opportunities, whether someone doesn't have a high school diploma or GED, we'll hire them and help them get there. If you're an advanced engineer in robotics, we'll hire you and help you elevate as well. And so we're really great at meeting people where they are, providing benefits, healthcare, retirement day one, which we think makes us competitive, and then focus on upskilling. Our goal is one of our leadership principles is hire and develop the best. And we do that at all levels of the company. So I think as an employer, we really focus on meeting people where they are and moving them ahead, creating that economic mobility so they can be successful. And our investments reflect that. Our investments in safety and technology all focus on creating a great workplace for individuals to come to every day. We know it's a very competitive economy when it comes to attracting and retaining talent. And so we have to be best in class to do just that. So we focus on having industry-leading benefits and ensuring that our employees can move their economic mobility forward and ahead for years to come. We're proud to invest in the Boise Valley and in the state of Idaho. It's been a great place for us to do business and serve our customers and support small businesses. So we look forward to our continued work in the state, working with the Boise Chamber, as well as the Boise Valley Economic Partnership, and appreciate the support you provided us and guiding us as we continue to make investments in the state.
I love it, Sam. I can tell that you have a passion about the brand and the organization. I had the opportunity to tour the Boy 2 facility with you and some group of people, and I met some really outstanding individuals that you're mentioning, some of your operations directors, some of your safety team, and the site directors. They are people first. That's one of the things I noticed about the organization. Your organization chart is backwards, but it's forwards. So it's not the leadership on top. It's the front line on top, and then it trickles down. And I thought that was refreshing too. When I noticed that, Sam.
Yeah, we're fortunate that we really focus on the voice of the associate and ensuring that we are listening and also creating opportunities for innovation. So many of the techniques, our processes, our mechanisms were driven by an associate who was working in a role where they said, I think we can do this better. Let's innovate around that. Let's figure out a way to solve this problem. And so our associates are innovators, and our site leaders. If you think about it, our Boy 2 facility, which has, over 3,000 employees, supports, a unique ecosystem where we can learn from all those associates. And even more so, that site leadership is responsible for one of the largest employers in the state of Idaho.
Right.
So there's both a responsibility, but an opportunity to innovate and support our employees across the entire organization. And we share ideas too, from sites in Colorado to New Mexico to Nevada. These site leads all work with each other. If one identifies a great opportunity or an innovation, how can that be shared to improve the employer or the customer experience?
I love it. I love it. Sam, I want to be conscious of your time today. I could talk to you forever, and thank you for sharing the Amazon investment here in the Boise Valley. Thank you for your commitment to our organization and BVEP. And I look forward to our next conversation, Sam.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Paul. And we always appreciate the partnership with the Boise Chamber, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Have a great weekend. Happy first birthday to your son.
Thank you.